Marvin, I was just wondering, like, if you want to get involved in buying your first stock, like, what would you recommend? What would be, like, your advice to start buying stocks? How would you recommend going about it? Like, would you'd see online that they have many like applications and stuff like that. That's kind of seems scamish, But like, what would you recommend to do? Would you go with a broker, or would you go with an app, or like, how would you do this? Wise to invest into stocks, into big company stocks, or to go with companies that are a little bit smaller because it's a little bit more affordable for someone who's new.
Okay.
Starting into. Could you give me some stocks? I guess the scary part is when you speculate, like every single minute of the day, and that's when it gets a bit scary. But
If you are a newbie in the stock market and you want to know more and you have questions, what's the stock market? What stock should I buy first? This video is for you. We interview a Chinese Indian. Is that a good intro? Check this video out.
hi, I'm Daniel Isaac. Subscribe to Marvin Hermo below. Smack that like button.
Please,
Subscribe.
subscribe. Please give a chance for people who are not as handsome as me. Please give me a chance. Please subscribe. So enjoy the video with him. Super rich, guys. Super rich. Okay. Okay, this is better. Go. What's your question?
All
We're
right.
live. Okay, let's do this. Guys, we're with. How do you want me to call you?
Daniel.
Guys, we're with Daniel Isaac. He was just forced because his wife didn't want to do the video. Yeah. Anyways, we just finished a seminar here in Malaysia, and we talked about the stock market. So the context of this video is he has questions about the stock market. Go.
Yeah. So, Marvin, I was just wondering, like, if you want to get involved in buying your first stock, like, what would you recommend? What would be like your advice to start buying stocks?
That's a very good question. Number one, you need to buy something you understand. Never buy anything that you don't understand. Never buy anything that you're just buying just for the sake of starting. So, first questions that you need to ask yourself. Number one, why am I buying this? Number two, is this company good? Is this company growing? Do I know how the company makes money? Do I know the business of the company? Do I know their business model? Do I know who their competitor is? Do I know who the CEO is? Do I know if they're selling cell phones? Do I know who their competitor is? If they're selling cell phones, do I know to what markets are they exporting, or are they just selling domestically? So the key point there is you need to know what the business is. The key point there is you need to know also, I'm buying this company, I'm investing in it. You have to be responsible also about the pros and cons of it. You do not rely on your friend, no matter how good your friend is. It's not his money, so they can say whatever they want. But at the end of the day, it's supposed to be you. You should decide based on it as well. So there's a lot of good companies in Malaysia. Whoa, what's happening? Let's shift. Malaysia, Singapore, in US, there's so many good companies there. So you have to pick what works for you. You have to pick something that you know. You don't have to buy everything, but you just have to pick whatever company that's good for you. There.
All right. Cool. And so how would you recommend going about it? Like, would you'd see online that they have many like applications and stuff like that. That's kind of seems scamish, But like, what would you recommend to do? Would you go with a broker, or would you go with an app, or like, how would you do this?
Okay. Everything now is online. That's true. So even the brokers, they're all online. They're all apps. So to make it simple, even in the Philippines, I keep telling them, go to the Philippine Stock Exchange. Whoever's listed there are legit. So here also, you have Bursa Malaysia. So whoever's broker that's listed there are legit. And you also mentioned it already that banks that are already legit here, that are credible here, those are the ones that you should go into. Those are the ones that you should at least enter in, because the banks already have legit connections to they have brokerage houses also, and that's where you course your buying and selling to. I forgot to mention this. The first thing that you should need to do also is define an amount of money that you need to put in. It's regardless of it's big or small to a lot of people, but it has to be something that if it goes down, you're willing to be okay with it.
Yeah.
It's an amount of money that you can still sleep well at night, regardless if it's 100 ringgit, 1 million ringgit, it doesn't matter. It has to be an amount of money that you're okay to part with. That's it.
All right.
That's
Nice.
it. We can talk to your wife.
Yeah.
We can talk to your wife. Yeah, who might, yeah.
Okay. Okay. One more question.
Okay.
All right. Would you say it is wise to invest into stocks, into big company stocks, or to go with companies that are a little bit smaller because it's a little bit more affordable for someone who's new
Okay.
starting into stocks?
Okay.
Because it's kind of like crazy. Like if you look at like Google stock or something that's like 1,000 something USD currently. So,
Okay.
like, yeah.
You want something interesting? There's what you call CFDs. CFDs allow you to buy a fraction of the share, so you don't even have to buy the whole
Oh.
share already. So the pros and cons of CFDs is you don't buy the exact stock, but since you're just buying a fraction, so if Amazon is around the 1,000 plus range, 2,000 below $2,000 range, you only have to put in $50 to be able to have exposure. You won't buy the whole stock, you won't buy the actual stock, but you are following the movement. So what does that mean? If I buy Google, then Google goes up 10%. Since I have a fraction of it, I place $50, goes up 10%, my $50 also goes up 10%.
Okay.
So that's one way. You can look for CFDs. It gives you a fraction of the, if you want to buy those stocks that have a very, very high rate. That's one. Number two is, if you notice it, we talked about McDonald's yesterday. Some stocks are below $100, $200, some are $50, some are $5. Those stocks, minimum is one share. So it's not too expensive to buy one share of $5, one share of $50, one share of $100. So if you're buying a stock that's less than $100 or $200, buy one share. Not so expensive. If you're buying a stock that is, you think $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 above, you can use CFDs where it's only $50.
So can you get can you buy these CFDs from the banks as well?
Okay, CFDs, you have to open another brokerage for it.
Uh-huh.
So the stock market is a different market. CFDs, what they normally do, they're a different brokerage, but that brokerage trades mostly CFDs. But CFDs are not just limited to stocks. It can be commodities, it can be
Wow.
cryptocurrencies. So to trade CFDs, you need to open a CFD broker. To trade stock only, you need a stockbroker.
Okay.
So two different ones, but the risks are different. If you go purely stocks, the risks are lesser. If you go purely CFDs, the risks are bigger. So if you want lesser costs, CFDs is the route, but it entails more risk. If you want it to be safer, you can go the stock market route because you become a shareholder of the company itself. So that's a pros and cons of it. But one thing people must know is this: it's not as hard, it's not as expensive anymore as what most people think it is. You don't need to have millions. You don't need to have 100,000 ringgit, 10,000 ringgit to be able to invest. So there. And this is my philosophy. A lot of people spend money buying phones. Instead of buying that one phone because you bought something 2 years ago, instead of buying that one phone that you bought 2 years ago, just skip off that money first. Use the money that you were supposed to use for a phone, then invest that. Or another way, buy the new phone, sell the old one, the money that you use for the old one, that's what you use to invest. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's it.
That I can think of right now. Could you give me some stocks?
I have no. Here's what's interesting. If I give you stocks, without the skill there, you will also lose the money.
True. Oh,
Because
that's a bird.
For me, skills are more important
Yeah.
than money. Because if you get money, the money can be lost. But if you get the skill, you have the ability to earn more in the future. That's why
Boom.
if you teach people how to fish, they will never go hungry for the rest of their
Nice.
life. And that's what I like. It's not about get rich quick. It's about having the ability to earn on your own as well.
That's some gold right there.
It is? Okay. I have a question. Prior to this, you didn't know anything about the stock market or you had ideas already?
My wife and I, we've dabbled with one stock before,
Oh, okay.
like one company.
Does she want to be part of the video? Okay.
high risk?
High risk. Okay. So but knowing more about the stock market,
Yeah.
do you think it's hard to understand it? Because people think it's
Mhm.
if you are an employee why will I invest in the stock market? It's not something that's my expertise. Eh. What
Yeah.
did you get from it?
It's not as scary as it sounds. A lot of times it seems very crazy, especially from like watching movies that talk about stocks and like Wall Street and stuff like that. But when you actually do it for yourself, it's not as crazy. It's actually quite doable. Just don't overexert yourself. Kind of like what you said just now. You gotta have enough like savings, and this money is something that you would probably be willing to part with, even if the stock or the share goes down. But I would say it's probably for the long term. Maybe if you're, I guess the scary part is when you speculate, like every single minute of the day, and that's when it gets a bit scary. But yeah,
You said something very good. I don't even speculate. Speculating is you are hoping. So let me give
Yeah.
an example. You think that oil prices 6 months from now will be higher. So you buy companies that earn a lot when oil prices are higher. But the problem when you speculate is it can happen or it cannot happen, or
Yeah.
it may happen, but it's not as exciting as what people think it is. So the stock doesn't go up. So the goal is not to speculate because you don't want to put your life into the hands of something that you cannot control.
Yeah.
My goal every time I invest is I have my rules. So, do you go to the grocery?
yeah,
So when you go to a grocery, you have a grocery list. That's what I do in the stock market. I have a list of things that I like, qualifications that I like for stocks that I want. If it does not fit, I never buy it. If it fits the qualification, I buy it. So similar to my brother, he has a long list of qualifications for a girl. That's why I can never find one. So he's looking for a perfect girl, like a perfect stock. But you'll never find a perfect stock. They will have their own flaws
Yeah.
as well. So something like that.
That's
So
awesome.
you don't speculate, but you try to have rules and strategies that will allow you to see if this, and this rules fit you, then you buy it. So an example is, I want to buy a company that its income is increasing every year. That's a rule. I want to have a company that at least gives 5% dividend. That's a rule. I want to have a company that is earning based on Malaysia's domestic economy, not exporting. That could be a rule also. So you find something like that. So similar to what I said, in the Philippines, that's Jollibee. But Jollibee is not just earning locally, it's earning also from outside, from overseas. So you can create your rules also. There's no perfect rule. There's no rule that if you follow my rules and you do it for yourself, it won't work because my rules work for me. So it has to be something that's personal. So that's it.
it's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So
Subscribe. 20,000 subscribers later. Secret reveal: his brother's future fiance.
okay, sige. Okay, we'll do this. When I hit 100,000 subscribers, whoever is single and comments below, I will give you as a bride. Just kidding. It won't happen. But I guess that's it for now. We feature people from different countries
Yeah.
with different walks of life, different professions that we just want to educate people on how they can invest, they can win, because it's never too late to reach for your dreams. Eh?
Yeah.
And you keep on pushing so that you reach your goals of financial freedom. So this is Marvin Germo in Kuala Lumpur. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon. Bye-bye, everyone.